Hi, Nilanjan again. So the first of all, congratulations for this phenomenal score that you've scored on July 30th, a month ago. Now 332 on your GRE with a breakup of Quant 170, 94th percentile that is mentioned, and 162 on the verbal. Big congratulations again, Nilanjan. And I would invite Aman to be just talking to you regarding your entire experience to this phenomenal score. Over to you, Aman.
Absolutely, Natasha. Thank you. So, first of all, congratulations, Nilanjan, from our side. Very nice that you brought
Thank
a
you, Natasha.
very good score. A score of 332. Absolutely brilliant with a quants 170 and a verbal 162. We are so proud of you, man. We are so proud of you, Nilanjan.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Means a lot to me.
Could you please help us out with the exam experience? How was your examination? How was the quants part and the verbal part?
As far as my exam experience is concerned, I started with the essay. So the essay was uh, quite, I would say, like I had to think for around 5 minutes. I didn't get their writing straight away. I thought for
First of all,
around 5 minutes,
yeah,
brainstorm.
first of
Yeah.
all, you thought about it for a while and then you wrote, right?
Yes. Because like what I have understood from my mocks which I was taking, so it was more like if I was starting to write first hand, it was like yeah. So what I was noticing that it was very difficult to get all thoughts together when I'm starting to write on first hand. So what my strategy was to think for 5 minutes, get all the points jotted down in my mind, and then start writing. So this
That's a
was
good
the same
strategy.
strategy.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. That's a good
Yeah.
strategy to go about the essay part. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as the argument essay was concerned, I did the same. And because the argument essay, you have to think about a lot of sections which you want to go into, which generally is not the case for the topic essay. So that I feel that required more deep diving rather than the normal one. So I generally like took 5 minutes and went through the essay, and I like wrote around 400 to 500 words or so. So like I didn't count, but yeah, that was the basic thing I recall. After that, I got one section. So the one this part was pretty easy, I would say, compared to the mocks I gave. I went through some words from different sites and stuff. But on an overall basis, I didn't prepare very differently for quant or verbal both for GRE. So it is like the questions were more based on geometry, as far as
And
like this.
were the questions logical or more formula based? Because I have seen a lot of students who are, just going for the formulas and going for the concept sheets. But I feel that the exam is a bit more on the logical side. And if you're good with the concepts, and I'm talking about both the sections, verbal and quants, you can get through.
Yes, absolutely, Aman. So the questions were all concept based. So if your concepts are crystal clear, I don't see any problem in cracking them. As far as GRE is concerned, it is mostly it is very conceptual. If your concepts are clear, I don't see any problem in cracking the questions. And although I'm from an engineering background, I did have problems in algebra and geometry. So this was one of the most important thing I concentrated upon, because like when I took the first mock of GRE, when I thought about the GRE, I got around 326. So and the breakup was somewhere around 166 in verbal and 160 in quant. So like to get to 170, I found out that the main problem the main lack I was having is the concepts. There's certain concepts which I'm not aware or which I'm not applying at the present moment. So whatever 1.5 week, 2 weeks I took, I just brushed up on the concepts. So yeah.
Okay, if we were to focus more on this GRE front, if I ask, what was is there did you face something unusual in the quants part or in the verbal part?
No, as far as my exam was concerned, there was no question that was unusual. I did face I did face an increasing difficulty pattern. Like after I like when I like realized that I did really well in the first quant section. I like because you have a feeling, right? When you're writing the test, you have a feeling. If you're getting even in quants, especially if you have a feeling. In verbal, you're just confused between two options, and then you take stuff. Honestly, so when I was trying for solving or when I was applying the logics, so what I found out was like everything was falling in place. So so I understood that it went really well, and that was confirmed by the next section. Like when in the third section again, quant came, like it was up, like it was not. I will not say that it was questions were hard, but it would take more of your time. It would like it would force you to think a little bit deeper than what you were thinking in the first like section.
And talking,
So yeah.
okay, all right. And talking about the strategies, strategy that you took in the examination, let's say it was a verbal section or a quant section, wherein you faced trouble in a certain question. Were you solving all the questions in a single go, or there were certain roadblocks in which, you just left the question, move forward, and then came back to the
So
question?
my strategy was very simple. Like what I used to do is I first like went through all the 20 questions. So 1 to 20. So I understood that what is there in the paper. That is my first impression, what you would say. Then
All right.
what I used to do is come back to first question again and then study a bit. Like what is this question about? And then there is this mark option on the upper section. There is a mark option. So whatever questions like from the second impression, I understood that I can solve it. I used to mark it, and I went like this again till 20. So then I these were the questions, and I had this in mind that at mean how much time I can solve them. So then I came back again to the ones that I were not marking. That means I was not sure that whether I can solve them or not. Then I
That's a
gave them more time so that it would have been more like it will be more fair to it. In verbal, I generally came back to the RC part because RC you can't just see and tell that whether you will be able to solve it or not. So and in verbal, if anyway, I was marking everything right because in your gut you feel that you can do it, but at the end of the day it turns out to be something else. And sometimes, but in quant you at least know that whether you are we can solve it in one go or you need to think deeper. So
let's
this was the strategy for solving questions and going through the questions.
all right. Let's talk about the verbal section a bit more, because people usually face challenges when it comes to RC or text completion, sentence equivalence, wherein students face challenge. So if you were to give students a suggestion to work on the verbal section, how would you suggest them to go through the verbal section?
So what I felt during my preparation days as well, verbal is a section of muscle memory. So what like more muscle memory you have, the more you see a question, you see a paragraph or an RC, and you feel that how to go about it. Like Sandeep sir has this octave method. So I always like first I used it like very forcefully, like I have to use octave. But the more you practice, like I used to practice at least 4 RCs per day. Like every morning I used to get up and the first thing I used to do is not even brush. I will first do 4 RCs, 10 questions on quant questions, and then I used to do anything else. So like what I have understood for the standardized test is that the more you practice, especially the verbal, the more you get better at it. There is no alternative to it. Yeah, some like someone can be at 550 and they have to improve till 90, say, and someone might be at 20 and they have to improve to 90. So that is the difference in preparation time, preparation intensity, and whatever might be. But there is no substitution to practice. Like even my, like I am from a missionary background, and when I started with the preparation, I thought the verbal would be very easy for me. It was not. Like I was started with 20-30% accuracy in RC. So from there, at what time came where I was not getting anything wrong in RC. So it was like it is the total mindset changes once you start practicing a lot, once you start going through the solutions and understanding them. That is the most important part. Like what I used to do whenever I got a question wrong, I went back to the solution. I understood that why is the correct answer is the correct answer, and convincing yourself is the most important thing. Like it is not like I mark A, the answer is B, okay, B, and mark B, and I cut the option and I mark myself 0. But more than that, I have felt that it is more important to convince yourself what is the right answer. And unless and until I was convinced myself that yes, should be the right answer, and this is how the author or the question setter is thinking about it, then I would not go to the next question. So this was basically my strategy, I would say, for verbal.
Yeah, so I would like to stress on this point that, some students say that Octave is not helping, or Octave, I'm not able to apply it. So my point is, if you're doing it consistently over a period of time, first, you think of it as, something methodical, something mechanical, but over a period of time, it gives you that thing which you are aspiring, right?
Absolutely, Aman. Like if I also found like Octave little bit off when I started with the preparation, but as you go on practicing, as you understand Octave's logic, like you understand the tone, like the tone of the passage, whether there is something that is whether there is a contradiction that is present, or especially the primary purpose questions, like whether there's a contradiction present, whether there is something the author wants to say but he's not saying, but he's just implying that. So these things you understand once you practice more and more, and you understand what you are doing wrong in the last few questions. So
and consistency will be the key in this case, right? You have to be consistent. You need to solve at least 4 to 5 passages every day. And could you please also focus on the challenges you faced in your GRE preparation and the resources that helped you during your
GRE preparation, what I felt challenges, I'll tell you overall, like first of all, geometry part was one of my weakest sections during my like undergrad or my school days as well. Geometry has never been like easy for me. Like I'm not that artistic or the thing, like I can imagine figures on like I've seen people. It is I'm not. I don't want to like kid or something, but I've seen people that they can imagine figures and then they can mark it on the board. So I'm not that artistic on my own. So it has been mostly mechanical in my case. So geometry has never treated me well back in my school days as well. So one of the main things as far as my geometry main challenges, I would say, is
the visualization part,
the visualization and the geometry part. So it was mostly I was trying to gauge all the concepts, like the triangles, the circles, and everything, the concepts. So I totally focused on concepts as far as geometry was concerned, because yeah, like arithmetic, I am in a strategy kind of a role. I use it every day, like arithmetic, statistics. You use it on a daily basis. But geometry, algebra is a kind of thing which you don't use it on a daily basis. So it is mostly like you have to develop it, or you have to be very crystal clear with the concept. So one of the main challenges I faced was geometry followed by algebra. And I like if I'm talking about overcoming them, I totally focused on concepts. I wrote all the concepts down in a paper. I did it was pasted on the wall. I used to every day get up and see that this is the Pythagoras theorem. This is the 60-60-90 rule, whatever it was. So I was very consistent on this. And especially, and if I'm talking about the verbal part, like vocabulary, I found a bit intimidating because vocabulary was not a part of initial preparation. So, but when I confronted the test, I found out that there were like, if you normally are like okay with the root words, like what is the basic root words, and if you're like, if you have some sense of vocabulary, if you have some words, if you have practiced, then you can, like, you will not like, if you practice 1,000 words, then 1,001 word will come. You not know which word will come, and there is no specific dictionary that you have which will give you all the words that you need to practice and is the exam. And that's why getting like there is it is very difficult to like cross the some mark in verbal other than quant. So this is, I agreed to that. Like, I didn't concentrate on 100% accuracy for verbal vocabulary, but I always concentrated that with, if I find something very like relevant, or if I'm applying, if I'm guessing also, the guess should be logical, not like like a random guess, and A, B, C, D, E, I mark C, I'm marking C. So it is not like that. Even if I'm guessing, it should be logical. So this, I feel this was one of the main challenges in my GRE preparation.
Sandeep talks about, a lot of things in the Know the World series. Did it help you? Did the philosophy of Sandeep helped you in your preparation? How did it help you?
Sandeep sir has been my inspiration from day one. Like
He is, he is for all of us.
Yeah, yes. So last year I didn't have any plans for like taking the GRE, or got in touch with Natasha. So it was I was just exploring. I was in exploration phase, like what I do. Like, I just completed 1 year of work, and I was just in an exploration phase of what I want to do in the days to come. So then I came across Sandeep sir and his demo video and the questions and everything. So it was like, oh my God, how is this man solving like this? Like, it is some kind of a thought process that was there, and which, although I didn't understand much of it, but it was like very, I would say, intimidating, that how is this man thinking like this? How like, how the thought process can be like inculcated. So this was one of the things that motivated me. Like, as you also said, that Sandeep Sen is an inspiration. He's an inspiration for me for taking these exams rather than anything else. So I started to, like, I took the CAT 2 times, and I scored quite decently. But still, like, Sandeep sir was someone who like forced me, like compelled me to look at exams like GMAT, GRE, etc. So this is one of the things I would say, the Sandeep sir's philosophy of like how to approach questions, how to solve questions, how to look at questions. Like, Sandeep sir always mentions one thing: it is about you solving the question. How you solve it doesn't matter, but it is about you solving the question. And no matter you solve from the options, you solve by thinking of like this, like that, if the examiner what will see is the right answer. So this was one of the main things that has helped me. As far as the KDW and the videos are concerned, it helped me in my RC a lot, because like, basically, the history, the American history and everything that is being said in the RC videos, and it is mostly which you don't know about, because being an Indian, I am not aware about American history. So
Absolutely.
it helped a lot as well. And coming to the KDW videos, I'm in the process of watching them because I have maybe I'll have an interview next month. So I'm in the process of watching them, and I may finish by end of this month, and then I can give you a good review of that as well.
So the interview that you're talking about, could you just tell us a few moments of, that interview, that application that you're working on? Just 2 sentences.
So I just finished off with the ISB application. I submitted my ISB application last week, and it was, there are 3 essays which I had to write, and it was mostly like personality based, like the true portrayal of myself, my strengths, weaknesses, a situation where I felt success, where a situation where I faced failure, and also what I do, why do I want to go into ISB and stuff. So this like, considering my score and the academics part and everything, I expect a call That's why I'm mentioning that maybe I can have an interview next month. But yeah, the calls aren't out yet, and it's supposed to be out by end of this month or next month beginning.
And
So yeah, that is it.
you're writing all these essays by yourself?
Yes, 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 yes.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
If we ask you about, how was this GRE journey, it still is a journey, and the significance, if you could tell us in brief, that would be helpful for all our students, because most of the students, lack motivation. Why do I want to do it? Even if I get a score, what's gonna happen? Will it really change my life? If you can answer this question, it would be very helpful for.
I feel Sandeep sir has answered this quite a lot of times, and he has answered it really well. So I can't answer him like him. But if I am talking about my experience,
True.
I would say that it's a journey in itself. Like a guy who used to wake up at 8 o'clock, he used waking up at 6 o'clock and waking up and then going doing RCs, sums, and then going to office and then coming back again, another 2-3 hours he's studying. So that was not like, even my parents said that I was not studying this much in my boards time and during my engineering time as well. So it was kind of
Wow.
a compliment for me. So it's like, the motivation is there in itself, because like suppose your goal is to do an MBA, or your goal is to do a master's in the US or somewhere. So if you are if your goal is like that, your goal is your motivation. Like, you will know that this is the only way I can get through, and this is the thing that I need to do. So once it is clear, and once we are clear about our own goals, and so it comes from within. I won't say that you can't bring this motivation like seeing some motivation videos or hearing to someone. It is you who have to have this goal very very clear, so that there is some motivation that comes from within. And then there is everyone who is there to add on.
Help you.
But the
Yes.
first motivation should come from within, that yeah, this is my goal, this is where I want to reach. And we have seen, like, if you're talking about MBA, like even the global CEOs, like say the Google CEO or someone, so they are all MBAs. Although they have a master's degree in technology, they are all MBAs. So we have seen people who have scaled great heights with an MBA from an M7 school, or like if you're talking about India, from IIM, or ISB. So if we can't make this our motivation, then nobody else can. That's what I feel. And coming to the journey, I feel that even if I have not cracked the exam, I feel that the journey in itself taught me how to think critically, how to approach problems in life, like not only in problems in question papers, problems in life, how to evaluate them, like evaluation part, how to approach. So it has taught me a lot, like even if you're talking about critical reasoning or questions like that. So it is like how you think about it. Like, it is all a game of thought process, which you don't have before you. Most of you don't have. Many, like, there are exceptions, but most of you don't have when you are not, like, when you start preparation. But once you just go on with the preparation, and it's not like you just want to get the exam. It is like you enjoy the preparation. The more you enjoy the preparation, the more easy it will get for you. So yeah, that is my suggestion
Absolutely.
from my side.
It's a life-changing process that's gonna help you throughout. People just think that it's, just I just want to clear this examination and that would be all. I think it's just the starting of the journey.
Absolutely,
People people realize it
absolutely.
sometimes
And I
later.
want to add on that your basic videos also help me a lot, especially in
Thank you.
geometry and algebra. So I used to watch them 2-3 times during my, and whenever I was starting with the topic. So it really helped a lot, and thanks to you too for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man. So, Nilanjan, thank you for being here, and we are so happy and so proud of you.
Thank you, Aman. Thank you for inviting me here. It was really pleasure to have you.